All right, welcome into Ricky's Mailbag. This is where I take Phillies questions from you, the listeners, the people out there, and I take them and I try to answer them the best of my ability. I want you to like and subscribe over here. Also, you can catch myself, Savannah Kelleher, Bill Colarulo, and once in a while, well, a little bit more than once in a while, Andrew DeCecco on Unfiltered. 2 to 6, Monday through Friday. We are on 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com, and NBC Sports Philadelphia. We have a little special guest today. No Dylan McKinnon today. He's off. So I got Savannah Kelleher asking the questions.
All right, we're going to kick it off with how worried should we be about Ranger?
I think there is a significant worry about Ranger Suarez. I think the one thing that has to be understood that this isn't the first time this has happened. You can go back last year, the year before. He's always had this end of the season thing where his arm kind of goes a little dead and he doesn't have the crispness on his fastball. But this year, I'm a little bit more concerned in the sense that he had 2 months off at the beginning of the season. I know people forget about that, but that's one thing that you have to really think about and say, wait a minute, what is going on here? He basically missed, 12 starts at the beginning of a season, and he's still not able to finish the season without getting this little drop in velocity. And it's not just the drop in the velocity. I think what's coming along with it right now is also a lack of location. And Ranger's not a guy that's going to blow you away with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. So that's the most concerning thing there, is that when you're not throwing strikes, you're going to be in a lot more trouble. And to me, the biggest key for him is being able to throw his sinker in on right-handed hitters. And he's leaving that pitch out over the middle of the plate right now. And you're talking about 90 miles an hour and less. That's going to be hit hard if he leaves it on the plate. So that's one thing that you definitely have to be a little bit concerned about. I don't know if there's a real good answer for this. I know the Phillies are moving towards that 6-man, but I don't know if that's going to cure all ailments for him.
All right, go from 1 to 10.
Of what? The
Word.
scale? Oh, boy. I'm about a 7.
Okay.
I think that's about as high as I would be. I'm not all the way up because I tend to give guys 3 or 4 starts to see if they could kind of pull out of their tailspin. Ranger has been able to pull out of it in years past, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he might actually be able to get out of this thing.
All right, Aaron Nola comes back Sunday. What are you expecting from him when he's back?
I expect him to be a lot better than what he was at the beginning of the year. And I'm going to take this step by step. I think first and foremost, he was not good in his first couple months. And the one thing that's very noticeable is that he just wasn't hitting his spots like we normally know Aaron Nola to do. The other thing is that I really believe that this was a mental health thing, that they tried to put him on the IL for a little while, and then he ends up hurting his ribs or whatever, which was an odd injury to get on top of an ankle injury. So I think there was a little bit of both going on. I think most people would say right now that they would hope that he was a little injured at the beginning of the season. That's why we weren't seeing the really good Aaron Nola that we've come to expect in years past. He has looked all right in his rehab starts. I got a good look at his last rehab start. As a matter of fact, I think he went 5 2/3, 12 strikeouts. He didn't walk anybody. Those numbers tell you that he's ready to pitch. Those numbers tell you that he's going to throw the ball where he wants to. So, you don't really have to worry about Aaron Nola's velocity. I think what you're going to get is anywhere from 92 to 95 anyways. And he should be well rested. So that should actually help him out from now till the end of the season. And I expect Aaron Nola to be Aaron Nola, not from the beginning of this year, but from years past, because I think at this given time for the Phillies, they need him to be the old Aaron Nola. They don't need him to be the guy that was getting belted around the ballpark earlier in the season.
Who is the biggest threat to the Phillies in the NL?
Ooh, I think there's 2 right now. And I think one of them is the Padres. I mean, you look at the Padres right now, they've caught the Dodgers. So now they're actually playing for the division. They made a lot of moves at the deadline. It was kind of like a free-for-all for them. And I just think they've kind of moved up in that spot where, you know what, it's kind of a now or never situation for them. So I look at them as a definite one. They have good starting pitching. They have a really good bullpen. They could finish out games. They're kind of mirror images of the Phillies right now. And it's kind of ironic because Back in the day, it was Machado or Harper, and now they may be going up against each other in the NLCS. So that could be an interesting piece to keep an eye on. The other team is the Brewers. I know a lot of people kind of poo-poo them off, and the Brewers have a really good starting rotation. And the lineup, I mean, they've gotten some new guys in there. They've gotten their old guys in the Christian Yelich and people like that, but they are putting up runs. And I think the one thing that has to stand out is that they have a lot of momentum going right now. When you have momentum, it's easy to play baseball. You don't think about where you are in the season. You don't think it's mid-August. You're just kind of going out there and playing and winning games. And when you do that, the game becomes easy and everybody kind of just falls into place. So I think the Brewers are going to be a team to reckon with in the playoffs also. And I can't remember the last time that I would have said those two teams are definitively going to be tough in a playoff series.
Which one would you say is the biggest?
I think
Padres?
I think the Padres are going to end up the biggest. I think they may end up winning the West, which would make them a threat. Plus, I mean, I know they have to make the travel too, but having to go out to San Diego and fly back and forth, depending on when you get them, I think could be a little bit of an issue too, just because it tires you out flying across the country. Hopefully, it would be like an NLCS series.
Does Kyle Schwarber have a chance to push for Ryan Howard's record of 58 home runs?
I don't think he's going to get there. He would really have to go on a major streak, and what I'm talking, yeah, and what I'm talking about is like a 2 week streak with like 10 home runs would be the streak he would need. I mean, he's capable of it. I would never take it away from him, but to hit 58, 59 home runs in a season, that's saying a lot. And to be honest with you, Schwarber has been great. I think getting to 50 would be a major accomplishment. Anything over that is just a bonus in my eyes. I think he could definitely get to 50. I think 58 or 59 might be a stretch right now. But the season he's having, like you just said, Silvana, you know what? Just open up your wallet and put the biggest check you can find in there, because that's what this is coming down to.
Outside of Schwarber, Turner, and Harper, which hitter do you trust the most in a big moment?
Schwarber, Turner, Harper.
It is not.
It's not Casty. You know what? That's interesting. I guess if Alec Boehm comes back healthy, it would be Alec Boehm. And the only reason I say that, I don't trust him to hit.
No, you're picking between. Oh.
I,
My
I,
bad, my bad.
I don't.
I'm like, wait, you're answering it wrong.
No, I got it. I think I got it
I
right.
did it wrong.
And then when I think about it, Alec Boehm's one of those guys who hits well with runners in scoring position. So he'll give you a quality at bat at least. I don't think he's going to give you the home run numbers or the power numbers that you would look for in big time situations. So I think I would go with Boehm. I would put JT maybe a close second right now, and that's about it. I can't really say like Bader or Stott. They haven't kind of really opened my eyes here recently, but uh, they're not very deep, and it's kind of weird because when the Phillies do go well, it's these secondary guys that kind of pick them up, not necessarily with home runs, but getting on base so they turn over the lineup.
Why do pitchers have a hard time making it through the season now when they did in the past, when they throw fewer innings than starters have ever thrown?
I think it's because they make so much of every little thing. And what I mean by that is that if they get to close to 200 innings, it's like everybody's mind is spinning that, wow, look at them go. They're really kind of kicking it in gear and whatnot. I simply look at this as they're just not seasoned that way. I think when I came up through the minors, I started as a starter, and they didn't care about my innings. They were throwing me out there, letting me go over 100 pitches. There was never that thought that, oh, we got to cut them back or we got to make sure this guy stays healthy. I think one thing that they will do is any sign of weakness. We've seen it with Wheeler. We've seen it with Nola. They will start pushing you back and taking away innings from you, which makes it harder and harder to get to high innings nowadays. For Zach Wheeler, it hadn't been a problem for 3 years. Now all of a sudden it's getting to be a problem, but he's also not getting any younger.
Who sent you that shirt?
That was I went to a function for 97.5, and this is what one of our patrons brought. So
Oh, they brought you that.
yeah, it was.
I remember when you said
Yeah, I
that.
said it on post game, and they enjoyed it, so they sent it to me.
I just noticed it. Okay, last one.
Yep,
I think Dylan set us up with this one. Why does MLB never call errors anymore?
because they're trying to make the players look better offensively all the time. That's the bottom line. Because there's way too many times now, and it's even funny because you'll listen to announcers nowadays on the game call, and there'll be a ball that's hit hard and right through somebody's legs, and they'll say, "Oh, there's a base hit." I mean, come on. I mean, there was a game the other day where Marsh should have picked up two errors on the play, and they only gave him one. They'll do anything to make the fielding look better, and quite frankly, I think it's a slap in the face to the era that I played in because we had so many really good defensive players. Ozzie Smith, Scott Rowland was incredible. Jimmy Rollins was unbelievable. And they're not going to end up getting that type of credit anymore because of how they call the game. I think it's a bunch of crap. Anyways, there you have it. Like and subscribe over here. You can catch myself, Savannah Kelleher, Bill Collarule on Unfiltered, 2 to 6, Monday through Friday, 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com, and NBC Sports, Philadelphia.